Samson Dauda calls Nick Walker a top threat for the 2026 Mr. Olympia. It's common sense. The race for the 2026 Mr. Olympia is becoming more exciting with every passing week, and one of the sport's biggest stars has made it clear that Nick Walker deserves to be considered among the favorites. Former Mr. Olympia champion Samson Dauda recently praised Walker following his dominant victory at the 2026 Tampa Pro, explaining that overlooking the mutant would simply make no sense. Speaking during a recent Q&A with fans, Dauda was asked whether Walker's latest performance had changed his opinion about the New Jersey bodybuilder's chances in Las Vegas. His response was immediate and direct. It's common sense. According to Dauda, Walker has always been one of the biggest dangers in the men's open division, and his latest victory only reinforced that belief. Nick Walker's redemption story. Walker entered the 2026 season carrying enormous pressure. After finishing a disappointing sixth at the 2025 Mr. Olympia, many critics questioned whether he could ever capture bodybuilding's biggest prize. His physique received criticism for missing its peak, particularly regarding his waist control and overall presentation. Rather than making excuses, Walker completely revamped his preparation. He parted ways with longtime coach Kyle Wilkes, began working with Prab Dhaliwal, and dedicated the offseason to improving his weaknesses while maintaining the incredible muscle density that made him one of the sport's biggest stars. A strong comeback at the Arnold Classic. Walker's first major test came at the 2026 Arnold Classic. Although he finished second behind Andrew Jacked, many bodybuilding fans considered it one of the best physiques Walker had ever displayed. More importantly, he defeated Hadi Choopan for the first time in his career, proving that his improvements weren't just cosmetic, they translated directly into better placings against elite competition. That result restored Walker's confidence and immediately placed him back into Olympia discussions. Tampa Pro changed everything. Walker carried that momentum into the 2026 Tampa Pro, where he completely dominated the lineup. From prejudging through the finals, his conditioning, fullness, muscle separation, and dramatically improved waist control stood out. The victory secured his qualification for the 2026 Mr. Olympia and convinced many analysts that he had solved the biggest weakness in his physique. Dauda admitted that performances like Walker's are impossible to ignore. If an athlete can dominate a professional lineup the way Walker did in Tampa, he deserves to be mentioned among the favorites heading into bodybuilding's biggest contest. Nick is always a threat. One of the biggest takeaways from Dauda's comments was that his opinion of Walker hasn't suddenly changed because of one victory. Instead, Dauda believes Walker has always been dangerous. He explained that any competitor capable of consistently placing in the top ranks of professional bodybuilding deserves respect. According to Dauda, athletes don't repeatedly earn first callouts or qualify for the Olympia by accident. That's why he considers Walker one of the biggest obstacles standing between every contender and the Sando Trophy, respect between champions. Despite competing against each other, Dauda's comments reflected respect rather than rivalry. Instead of dismissing Walker's chances, he acknowledged the work Walker has done to improve his physique after last year's disappointment. That attitude reflects the respect shared among many of the men's open elite, where competitors recognize just how difficult it is to make meaningful improvements at the highest level. For Dauda, giving Walker credit isn't about friendship, it's simply recognizing what everyone saw on the Tampa stage. Why Walker is dangerous. Walker has never struggled to build muscle. His strengths remain some of the best in professional bodybuilding: incredible muscle density, thick back development, massive arms and shoulders, elite conditioning, outstanding work ethic, improved waist control, greater confidence under coach Prab Dhaliwal. The waist had always been the biggest criticism of Walker's physique. However, Tampa showed noticeable progress, leading several bodybuilding legends, including Lee Priest, to praise his presentation and believe he could challenge for the Olympia title. Walker's own confidence is growing. Following his Tampa Pro victory, Walker didn't hide his ambitions. He boldly stated that if he can improve just a little more before stepping on the Olympia stage, he believes he will become the 2026 Mr. Olympia. Walker credited his renewed confidence to coach Prab Dhaliwal, explaining that finding someone he completely trusts has allowed him to relax and focus on presenting his best physique. The Olympia lineup is stacked. Even with Dauda's praise, Walker still faces one of the toughest Olympia lineups in recent history. Among the biggest contenders are Derek Lunsford, the reigning Mr. Olympia and one of the sport's most complete bodybuilders; Samson Dauda, the former Olympia champion known for his incredible size and stage presence. Andrew Jacked, whose shape and aesthetics continue to improve every season. Hadi Choopan, whose legendary conditioning keeps him in title contention every year. Martin Fitzwater, who continues to emerge as another serious challenger. Every one of these athletes has realistic championship aspirations, making the 2026 Mr. Olympia one of the deepest contests in years. Fans are split. Dauda's comments have sparked debate across the bodybuilding community. Many fans agree that Walker's Tampa physique was among the best of his career and believe he has finally corrected the weaknesses that held him back. Others remain cautious, arguing that defeating the Tampa Pro lineup is very different from standing next to Derek Lunsford, Samson Dauda, Andrew Jacked, and Hadi Choopan under the lights of the Olympia stage. Still, most observers now agree on one thing: Nick Walker is once again a legitimate Sando contender. Final thoughts. Samson Dauda's endorsement carries significant weight because it comes from someone who understands exactly what it takes to compete at bodybuilding's highest level. By calling Nick Walker a top threat and saying, "It's common sense," to include him among the Olympia favorites, Dauda acknowledged the remarkable comeback Walker has engineered throughout the 2026 season. After bouncing back from a disappointing Olympia finish, improving his physique, tightening his waist, and dominating the Tampa Pro, Walker has forced both fans and competitors to take him seriously again. With the 2026 Mr. Olympia fast approaching, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Nick Walker is no longer chasing relevance, he's chasing the Sando Trophy, and even his biggest rivals know he's capable of winning it.